Child support in Colorado is a pretty straightforward matter. If you're going through a divorce, it is already being addressed as part of the divorce case. If you have a child with another person but you're unmarried, this will be addressed as part of the allocation of parental responsibilities. But either way, there's some basic information that is going to go into how you're going to determine child support. The big factors are going to be the income of the parties, also the expenses that are paid for the child, and these are going to be things like health insurance, child care costs. If there are any extraordinary costs, you've got a star soccer player who has to travel all over the country, those costs are all going to be factored in, and those go onto a worksheet depending on the number of days that the child spends with each parent.
A lot of people want to know, well, what does the court count as income for purposes of child support? The easy answer to that is just about everything, but this is an important thing to understand. So if your spouse has, say, overtime, that is going to be counted as their overall income. Some benefits can be counted as income. Anytime any money is being generated, whether that's from rental properties, maybe that's from a hobby that your spouse has, all of that is going to be put into the calculation, and that can make an impact on what the child support order is at the end of the day. Now, luckily in Colorado, we have mandatory financial disclosures. So early in the case, the parties are going to be turning over things like tax returns, their pay stubs, their bank accounts. So it's always important that you and your lawyer have a clear picture of exactly what the total income is in your case to determine proper child support.
Colorado child support worksheets come in either A or B, and this is solely determined by the number of overnights a child has with each parent. For example, if mom only has the child for 92 overnights or less in a year, then the parties are going to be on a worksheet A. If mom has the child for 92 overnights or more a year, then the parties are going to be on a worksheet B. Again, that worksheet is calculated using income and child care costs. Once the child support worksheet has been entered, it's possible it might need to be modified. You can modify child support worksheets down the road if there is a material change in circumstances that would cause the number to deviate by more than 10%.
There are two final things to consider when it comes to child support. The first is a wage withholding order. Most people have heard of this. You can ask the court to issue an order that requires the person's employer to withhold that money so that you always are guaranteed to get your support. Sometimes we do it in cases, sometimes we don't. We really evaluate that on a case-by-case basis. The other thing that you can do is secure the child support payment. That is usually done with a life insurance policy that simply makes the person who's receiving the child support the beneficiary of that policy. So if the person paying were to die while child support is still being paid, you still get the child support, which you may not do if you don't have that in place. So if you're facing a case where child support is an issue, give us a call. We would be happy to walk you through it.